Good morning, boys and girls. This is the homework portion for lesson number 2. Okay, so you should be able to see on top it says lesson 2 homework. So this is number 1, and it asks you to solve. We have 36,000 times 10. So you're wondering, Miss Sharon, how do I solve for these problems? This is 36,000 times 10. So one way you can solve for it is you can draw out the chart. So if you want to draw out the chart, you can. Okay, and we remember that 36,000 looks like this. That means that this is my 1/10, my 100ths, and over here we have 1, 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000. Okay, so we have 3,600, and they ask you to multiply times 10. That means that you're going to move your number one time to the left. So that means that my 3 is going to move up to 100,000. So it's going to be 360,000, and my new number is going to be 360,000. Okay? Now, for problem E, I'm going to do the same thing. Oh wait, problem B, I should do B. Problem B, I'm going to do the same thing. I have 336,000 and I'm dividing by 10. Okay, so that means that my number is going to move one time to the right. It's going to get smaller, so it's going to move one time to the right, and all of my other numbers follow. So my new answer is going to be 3,600. Okay, now I have problem C. For problem C, I have 4.3. Remember, this is a little decimal, and then you have your other numbers. And they want you to multiply times 10. That means I'm going to move to my left one time. So I have 4 right here. My next number is 3. My decimal would be right there. So my new number is going to be 43. This one right here says 4.3, okay? Same thing as the other one, but this time they want me to divide by 10. And when I'm dividing, that means that my number is getting smaller. So that means my number is going to move to the right. So my 4 moves over one time and my 3 moves over one time. So my new number right here is going to be 0.43. Okay? Now for problem E, we have 2.4 times 100. Okay? So I'm going to write down 2.4, and I'm going to write my lines or draw my lines. Okay? And if I'm moving times 100, that means that I'm moving it 2 times over, and it's increasing, so it's going to move to my left. So I'm going to move left 2 times. So I have 240, my decimal is right here. So my new number is 240. Okay? Well, and now we have problem F. Very blurry. I don't know why it's not focusing. There you go. We have problem F. It says 24 divided by 1,000. So same thing. I'm going to write 24 down. I'm going to draw my lines. I know the decimal is right here. It's asking me to divide. So that means my number is going to move 3 times to my right. So 1, 2, 3. That's where my new 2 is. And then the rest of the number is going to follow. You always want to put a 0 if your number doesn't reach the decimal point. The reason being is if you don't have that 0, it's going to be a whole different number. It's not going to read 24,000s. It's going to read 2,400s, which is incorrect. So you want to make sure you put a 0 right here. So we have 0.024. You don't have to put this 0 here, but sometimes when you're solving a problem, you'll see that 0 there as well. So I'm going to make sure I do both so you guys can see that. Now the next problem we have is 4.54. and they ask you to multiply it times 1,000. So that means that my number is going to increase by 3. So it's going to move three columns over, okay, to my left. 1, 2, 3. So I have 4, and I'm going to do the same thing to 5. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do the same thing to 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I have my 0 that goes right there. My new number is 4,540. 4,540. Okay, now I have another number right here. For problem H, it says right here that you have 3,000. You guys can't even see that. 3,045.4. Okay, so you're going to make sure all of these have their own place value because they do. And it says to divide by 100. That means that you're moving your number 2 times to the left or to the right. This is dividing, so your numbers are getting smaller, so you're going to move to your right. So I'm going to move over 2 times, okay? 1, 2. And then the rest of your numbers will follow. Same thing with the 0, 1, 2. So my new number is 30 and 454 thousandths. 30 and 454 thousandths. Okay, now problem number 2. They ask you to find the products. Answer to a multiplication problem. That's what a product means, an answer to a multiplication problem. So we have 14,560 times 10. So that means that my number is going to be increasing because I'm multiplying, right? So that's what I'm going to write down right here. 14,560. All of my numbers have a place to go. And then it says that I'm multiplying, so that means my numbers are going to move to the left. How many times? 1 time, because there is only 1 0. So I'm going to move my number over 1 time, because there is only 1 0, okay? So my new number right here is going to be 145,600. I'm going to choose a different color. Okay, now I'm going to go on to the next problem. The next problem I have 14,560. I'm going to make sure that I put all of the lines so I know my place value places. And this is multiplying times 100, so that means my number is going to increase to the left. Okay, how many times? There are 2 zeros, so it's 2 times. I'm going to move over my 1, 1, 2, and all the other numbers will be the same. They're going to follow that.